We've just learned Donald Trump tweeting here in the last 5 minutes that he has chosen officially Governor Mike Pence for the office of Vice President in his candidacy. Now, Rafael Sanchez is in New York City right now, live on FaceTime. Governor Pence is there right now, and I know that you guys have been trying to chase him down here this morning. Have you found him, and have you gotten any reaction?
Beth, good morning and welcome to New York City. Here we are on the city's east side. I'm going to do a little bit of walking and talking with you. We are coming to you via FaceTime. The governor is staying right behind me here at the Intercontinental Hotel. He has been at this hotel for several hours. He has not come out. We did see his campaign spokesperson, Mark Lauder, did come out briefly about an hour ago, and I asked him, is the governor the VP? Is the governor not running for governor in 2016. At the time, he told us to check with the Trump campaign. But as you just reported, and as we can now confirm via how Donald Trump communicates with the world via his own Twitter feed, he is now saying that he has chosen Mike Pence, Indiana's 50th governor, as his running mate, and that he will make that announcement tomorrow at 11 right here in the Big Apple. As far as the location, we do not know. Initially, Beth, as you know, it was scheduled to happen on the Avenue of the Americas on 6th Avenue at the Hilton Midtown. That was scheduled for 11 a.m. today, but then, of course, that was canceled after the horrific attack we saw in Nice, France. Because of that, Mr. Trump decided to delay his announcement by now 48 hours. So, again, we don't know exactly where that will happen tomorrow. Now, these things take time because members of the media, we have to go through a security sweep. So it just can't be done, in a moment's notice. So I'm going to imagine that by 5 o'clock this afternoon, we'll have more details as to where that news conference will be held. Again, we want to, if you're joining us now on RTV6 and the RTV6 app, you are joining us for breaking news. I'm Rafael Sanchez, live in New York City, where Donald Trump, the billionaire businessman, the presumptive Republican nominee, has tweeted out that he has chosen Indiana's 50th governor, Mike Pence, as his running mate. We expect an official announcement here in the media capital of the world tomorrow at 11 a.m. And Beth, I want to just reset the stage. I'm going to try to get out of the way, walk and talk with me if you don't mind. Sometimes FaceTime can be difficult. The governor is in this hotel here right behind me. This is the Intercontinental Hotel. It is about 10 minutes walking distance. If you walk with me, we walk up Fifth Avenue. You can see behind me, you can see Trump Tower is about 10 minutes away. So it's not much of a walk, though I must tell you that now that the governor is presumably the VP nominee, he will not be walking the streets of New York City. He will have a security detail. And so we expect that at some point he will leave the hotel. He'll have a meeting with Donald Trump. We did see Donald Trump, as you know, during Good Morning Indiana, come into the office early this morning before 6 a.m. And Trump Tower is on Fifth Avenue. Again, a 10-minute walk if you're just a regular person, but I'm going to presume that from this moment on, the governor is no longer just a regular person. He will have a full security detail.
Yes.
And because of New York traffic, Beth, a 12-minute walk, a 10-minute walk is usually a half hour to an hour.
Right,
so
right.
Back
Good
to
point
you, Rafael
there.
Sanchez, live in New York.
Good point there, Rafael. His life just got a little bit more complicated. Again, that announcement from Donald Trump that Governor Mike Pence is his running mate just came down about 9 minutes ago. Now, Katie Hines is live at the State House for us right now. She has the latest from here in Indiana.
A representative for the Indiana Secretary of State's office just alerted us that a representative for Governor Pence is on his or her way here to the office to file the official paperwork needed to remove Governor Pence's name from the Indiana ballot. That, of course, because he cannot run for 2 offices at the same time. You can see there's quite a bit of media staked out here at the office. Been here all morning awaiting that noon deadline for the paperwork to be filed. Now, we're told there's also at least one more person at the election division across the street waiting to file paperwork to then jump into the governor's race. And we have an idea this morning of who may or may not be running for the party's nomination. We're told House Speaker Brian Bosma just releasing a statement in the last couple of minutes saying that he will not seek the party's nomination for that office. He was considered to be one of kind of the top contenders, if you will, for a possibility for that. We were told yesterday confirmation from a Republican State Central Committee member that Congresswoman Susan Brooks had filed, or not filed, but signed and notarized, gotten everything everything ready for her paperwork to remove her name from the ballot to rerun for Congress, to then jump into this race. And we're told Congressman Todd Rokita is certainly interested. In fact, he's already sent out a press release criticizing the Democratic candidate for governor yesterday on his infrastructure plan. So we're staying here. A lot can still happen in the next 60 minutes or so. But we'll bring you updates on who is here to file paperwork when that happens. For now, we're live at the State House. Katie Hines, RTV 6.
All right, Rafael Sanchez in New York City again for us here live on FaceTime. Rafael, what can you tell us?
Well, we continue to watch the front door of the Intercontinental Hotel here on the east side of Manhattan, very close to Trump Tower, about 10 minutes away in walking distance, not very far. The front door is there. You can see the American flag and another flag that is hanging there. That's the flag of the Empire State, which New York is. Now, if you walk with me, Beth, I'm going to try to do this. This is traffic in New York, and I'm on a selfie stick, so we'll see how this works. But there are a couple of SUVs. I'm going to try to do this. This is because I'm a New Yorker, and we're going to just do it because I can. These SUVs, presumably at some point, will transport Governor Pence to Trump Tower. So we're expecting that to happen. We're expecting the governor at some point to leave here. He did have a meeting with some of his campaign officials early this morning inside the Intercontinental Hotel. We did speak with his re-election campaign, or at least his former re-election campaign, if it all shakes out. Mark Lauder, he really could not say anything, referring everything to the Trump campaign. But Donald Trump has spoken the way Donald Trump speaks via Twitter, now confirming that he has chosen Mike Pence to be his running mate. Of course, they will be headed after the big announcement here in New York tomorrow at 11, of course, when they're heading to the big convention, which starts in Cleveland on Monday. Want to also, Beth, give you a feel that besides the craziness of, as we wait for the SUVs to get loaded, you can see the gaggle of media. The entire networks are here waiting, hoping to get a glimpse, hoping that the governor or one of his spokespeople will come out and make a statement about what is not only happening here, which is huge, right? Not only here in New York, but also around the country, but also the impact back home. As you heard from Katie Hines, our State House reporter, this will create a ripple effect which will impact many lives. Who will be now running for governor? Who will be that opponent that John Gregg will challenge on the November ballot? Of course, from the ticker there on the clock, that ticker may be history once all the paperwork is officially filed. But, you know, paper still matters. So until that paperwork is filed, that countdown still continues. So we'll see what happens, Beth, as we head into the noon hour. What can we officially report as to who is now going to run on the Republican side for governor? Again, you can see as best as possible. Beth, tell me, can you see? I'm going to try to step out of the way. My biggest fear, if I move too much from the camera, you can't hear me. But that's the look right there. All the media folks standing outside of the Intercontinental Hotel here on the east
lot
side
of folks there, yeah.
And Beth, I want to show you one more thing.
Okay,
one more thing. So you can tell stuff is happening because when you see the NYPD show up, the NYPD, they don't play around. And so we've seen a lot of them, so now they're showing up as well. So we may see some activity. If you need to go to Katie or talk to someone else and let me walk around, I can do so to try to do more reporting. But this is the second sign that we see of a New York City Police Department official arriving on the scene. We've seen many. If you go to Trump Tower, which again, 10 minutes on Fifth Avenue, there are a number of police officers posted there, even last night at 11. Of course, because of the fact that Donald Trump is a Republican presidential nominee, he gets extra security.
Okay, I'm curious here, Rafael. You know what? You've sat down with Governor Pence, more than a handful of times. And so you know his demeanor, his personality. When you've seen him here in the last week and a half, 2 weeks, has he seemed more anxious or nervous? Did you get a sense
Not
before?
At all. I mean, not really. I mean, at least for the last 10 days, as you know, he was here in New York back on the 4th of July weekend. That was 10 days ago. He was in New Jersey, then visiting with Donald Trump at the golf course. And since that day, we have been following the governor at every county parade, every fair, every pizza shop, every place he's gone, asking him the same questions. And he often told us that nothing was offered and nothing was accepted. Well, of course, up until just when he flew into Teterboro yesterday, of course, then we knew that something was going on, something was offered, and finally something was accepted. I am walking, if you're walking with me on RTV6, is because I'm going to try to get you to get a view of Trump Tower. It's kind of hard to see because of all the tall buildings, but it's really not a far walk from here. Again, though, the governor is not going to walk. He's going to take one of those SUVs, and as we just saw, the city's finest, NYPD, on the scene here at the hotel. So we may see some activity here. We have a number of cameras positioned here. We are working with ABC News Global Network, so a number of ABC's cameras are throughout the hotel complex. So we're not going to miss anything as I walk with you. And so as a team of reporters, we're all trying to give you the best information back home. What a political year in Indiana. It doesn't get any crazier than this.
It really doesn't.
Tomorrow. What's that?
It really doesn't get any crazier than this. You know what? It has implications here nationally, but also back here at home. And Katie Hines was just speaking to us from the State House, Raphael, about the fallout now. The governor needs to file some paperwork to get his name off the ballot, and then the scurry to try to get another name on the ballot. So, Raphael, a lot's going to happen here in the next 24 hours.
A lot's going to happen, Beth, because this will impact a number of congressional seats. Can you imagine, Beth, can you imagine if Susan Brooks and Todd Rokita decide that they want to seek the nomination for governor? That means 2 open congressional seats in a very hotly contested election year. The power of who will control Congress hangs in the balance. This thing really will have national repercussions, and it's just amazing to see. We don't know how the dominoes will fall. We do know that this will impact a lot of people. And
yes,
you can bet that both Democrats and Republicans will be spending a lot of money. We're going to see a lot of commercials in Indiana between now and November as they try to figure out which seats are safe.
And this is just in here, Raphael. We've just learned that an attorney for Governor Pence has made it there and has filed the official paperwork to get his name off of the Indiana ballot, officially taking him out of the gubernatorial race for governor right here in our state. So, like Raphael just outlined there, a lot of changes to come because just, 17 minutes ago, presumptive Republican candidate for the president, Donald Trump, has named Governor Mike Pence as his VP, his running mate. So, like Raphael's shown us there, with all the security detail, the police that will now be surrounding Governor Mike Pence from here on out through November and beyond, life has changed for him dramatically, and it's all beginning here with that paperwork that was filed right here in Indiana moments ago. We got that word from Katie Hines at the State House.